Tell us where your characters are now in the world of Slayers.
Want to take it?
10 years after the ending of that other show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a metaverse, so there's multiple universes. I come from a universe, Cordelia Chase comes from the universe where she is the one true Slayer, and there was no Buffy Summers. And they come from another. I should speak to your universe.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I come from.
Anya comes from a different universe than the previous incarnation. Anya.
You come from so you do come from my universe, actually. So Drusilla, Cordelia, and Anya are all in the same universe.
We're in it.
I'm just working it out right now.
The Anyanka, though, is from a different universe.
This is what happens with me.
She has double duty.
Triple, weirdly.
Triple? Anya,
And the dog.
And the dog?
Yeah.
Wait, you played the dog?
Is that not known?
I didn't know it.
No, weren't you there when Anyanka gets turned into a dog?
I forgot that.
So Anyanka dog. So a dog. So
Right.
that's this whole thing. She's put into a dog form.
That's right.
In conjunction with Anyanka and Anya. So all three of them are together.
It's like you have multiple
I
personalities.
do. I'm constantly. I just go from one talk, back and forth, and then talk to you, and then talk to myself, and then it's
so hard.
It was very hard, but fun. It was
very skillful.
Thanks. And I just try not to look at you that often.
Why?
I should try not to look at anybody really, because it was making me so happy that it was turning me. It was affecting me. It was like, this is so much fun because it's such a different way to perform, right? It's not like we're performing, but we're like in front of a mic, and we know we're doing all kinds of crazy things that we probably wouldn't do, I think, on camera. So it was like, oh, you're killing me right now. I can't look at you. I can't look at you.
And to that, can you both talk about like the first time you got to record for Slayers and like finding that character voice and getting into that universe again?
No, you go.
To be honest with you, it was a challenge for Cordelia. I had never experienced her as a Slayer. I mean, she's a badass.
Yeah.
She's slays in all kinds of ways, and dating and all those things. However, I hadn't known this world-weary version of Cordelia. So I was really struggling to find a sort of middle ground of sass and the bossy and the pithy and the fun and the snark, along with world-weary badass as time, And I felt like I was doing it wrong the whole time, and I had to pull Amber and Christopher aside and just say, I just don't know who she is. I don't have a beat on her. Like, it's not who she used to be. This is a completely different world for her, even though that does exist. I'm bringing that to her. I can't help it. It's part of who I am. I don't even know what comes first anymore, charisma or Cordelia sometimes. And I was really challenged. So thankfully, she said it was working, whatever was working. And I said, oh, okay, I'm just going to trust. I still haven't heard it. I'm waiting for my QR code.
I haven't heard it either.
To listen to the show. Send me the links, please. And I'm dying to hear it, and then also kind of nervous to hear it. So I might get the link and then just be waiting to listen. Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. How did you feel about the character? And
well, it took me a few takes for me to get her voice back. I had. I did homework. It's so hard to talk about things you can't talk about, right? So obviously, we all can figure out what my homework was. Let's refresh my memory with that. I was like, no, I can't even try to sound like that now. Because also, like, when I started, I was 25. Yeah. So your voice just is different, So I was like, okay, well, I'm just a little older version of that. So it's like still trying to get my voice up, try to get it up here, be frustrated, It's like, oh, there she is, kind of, but she's kind of shrill, whatever. I think it was 4. Amber would know better. And I was like, we did a take, and I I think I got it. She's like, that was it.
Yeah.
You got her. You got the voice back. I was like, oh, fantastic. And it's like, oh shit, now I've got 2 more. So I was like, great, because it doesn't. You think it's going to sound a certain way, and then you're in the room, and then you're working off
actors,
people.
right?
I'm like, oh, that just doesn't feel right. I'm doing that. It's like just putting on a new suit, but it didn't take long. I feel like once we got a groove.
It took a minute.
It took a minute.
But we adopted.
And then it was just like,
You killed it.
You killed it.
We arrived. We got there.
Yeah.
Have you all
Yeah, we
heard
listened
it?
to the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
And honestly, it was like going back in time. And
Oh.
so it's I got really emotional.
I cannot believe the fan
excited.
responses on my Instagram and all the DMs and everyone just, especially with what's going on in the world today, everybody's saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I needed this comfort. I needed this so much, and I got misty-eyed when I heard your voice, and I can't even tell you how excited I am for the fans to be able to give this back to them, because it's the most beautiful fandom, the most devout, the most supportive, and I'm grateful that we're able to do that,
yeah.
And then then they get greedy. Like, can we have a live action version? You're like, let's get a season 2.
Yes, let's get a season 2.